Hey, what's up, 745ers? Sky in the ceiling. How you feeling?
I'm feeling frugal.
I'm feeling cheap.
Today we're talking about how to spend well.
And
I'm not gonna
yeah,
make
how
any
to
more
save
comment.
well.
How to save
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
We need to be cut off. Anyways.
Yeah. We can't be canceled just yet.
Yeah.
No.
So
Anyways,
yeah. Yeah, how to okay, I'm not gonna lie. I looked through in preparation for this episode, I was looking through my credit card bill. Actually, it's gotten so much better. But let me tell you how it's gotten so much better. So as a teenage girl, I'd be spending bills. Did I
I
work for
got
those
like,
bills?
do
I got like hella money.
I got like hella money.
I actually don't got hella money. So this is how you stretch out that dollar.
Mm.
First thing, like completely separate actually, is about saving. You know what feels so much better than spending? Spending knowing that you saved already so that this money is meant for spending. That's
Mm.
what gets me at a different level is when I've already done the saving. So like the money that's left over, what else is left to do except for spend it?
Mm-hmm.
So that's my first note. Second note is teenagers can get credit cards, do so immediately. Building credit is the most difficult, painful, awful thing in the world, so you just might as well start early. Time is
Mm-hmm.
quite literally money, and the best part about this is when I was learning about this is that you get a credit card, you just buy because most people, teenagers, are living off their parents. Continue to do so. That's great. Just buy a pencil once a month, pay it back, and that'll build credit. Don't use that credit card for anything else. Just buy a pencil or buy a notebook or buy something really cheap that you can pay back. Let's say build credit. That'll help you later to spend more money later in your life. But right now, here are some like daily things I implement to save a lot of money. This is mostly talking about makeup and clothes, but that's because that's what I mostly spend my money on. I have not yet developed a way to save money in spending money on food slash Postmates slash that type of stuff. We can hopefully
Mm-hmm.
grow together and do that. But here's my things for spending clothing money. First of all, what is really hard to do for me, at least, is like what I've done since middle school, is not just buying in volume, but buying in quality. Because I've
Mm.
realized I just bought things just to buy things. I don't know if I really actually loved it, but you just want to be. My vibe has been like be a minimalist and really love the things that I am. So if I see something I like that's like not like in dire need, like not like socks and underwear and stuff. If I've been thinking about it for like a month or two after seeing it once, and I'm still thinking about that in my mind, and like I keep having moments where I'm like, oh, I wish I had that right now. That moves it up on the list of possible buying. Okay, so immediate gratification, immediate buying, I've cut that out basically. So I have to have been thinking about it for a long time. Second thing, if you're willing to go in person for it, it's worth it. So I've low-key stopped online shopping because first of all, it might not be in person, so then you can't buy it. So then you just save money. Second, if you're willing to drive to a mall or the store itself, that shows that you want it a little more. I'm just trying in these small ways to prove to myself that I actually want it. And I'm not just saying I want it because I saw it. I'm like, for 5 seconds, I want it. So that's another thing. When you go in store and you're just shopping around, so you're going to the mall and you don't really have anything in mind that you really like, you already failed the first two steps. But anyways, this third step, if you don't like love it in the store, you're not gonna love it at home on the daily. So
Mm-hmm.
that's my third thing. But everyone says that. And the last one I do is if it's pretty expensive and I'm like, oh, I would spend money on this, I think no. Would I spend double the money on this? If I'm willing to
Oh.
spend double it, then it's clearly worth it. And it's hard to not gaslight yourself into thinking, yeah, I would. But you just like try to keep an open mind and you think, if I would spend double on this, then maybe I would do that. And then here's the kicker. You actually do spend double on it. You buy it, and then the money that would have been the double, put it in a savings.
Whoa.
Boom.
That is
Those are my
crazy. I thought you were
hacks.
going to say buy it and then buy another one.
No. But yeah.
No. Those are really great tips. I think
Thanks.
I've kind of been doing that a little subconsciously, but
Mhm.
sort of in a different way. My
Yeah.
advice for my kind of thing of saving is like I'm always okay, I'm not always, but like I definitely go through phases where I'm like, okay, I need to like up my style because these shirts are
Mm.
like they would have been cool in middle school, but they're just not going to fly anymore.
Yeah.
And so I the method I kinda like to use is, like, just because it's on the sale rack doesn't mean it's, like, not cool, you know? Like, obviously, I'm not gonna just shop on the sale rack, but I always check it out just in case I'm like, "Well, I actually really like this, and it's on sale," you know? I got
Mhm.
my you were there, Katie. I got my green Adidas shoes.
Yeah. You
that I
really have
really
worn
like.
those.
I know
Yeah.
I've worn them for, like, probably 8 months or something like
Yeah.
that, or 7 months, and I've really worn the heck out of them,
Mhm.
but I think they were a great purchase, and they were on the sale rack. Same thing kinda with clothes, I guess, a little bit. I like Depop. Some people
Yes,
aren't as much as
thrifting.
a yeah, some people aren't as much as a fan because they're previously worn and just like a germs thing, like, I totally get
Yeah.
that, but I don't know, I find a lot of cool stuff there, a lot of funny stuff as well, but mainly cool stuff, and although it's, like, not in person, you do get to see, like, photos of people wearing it, what it might look like, and they're not models either, so you kinda get a more real sense of
Yeah,
what
they're not models.
they're not models, believe me. And yeah, so there's that. I really like Depop, and also like Katie said, I love buying jeans because well, I've only done it like 2 or 3 times, but they've lasted me ages is the
Yeah.
thing, and so there's that. Also, buying things with room to grow. Like my jeans
Mm,
are a little too always a little too big for me because like well maybe I'll grow into them. I don't want to grow out of them is really what I'm saying,
mm,
especially too quick. So there's that for me. Also, the thing I do is just like, especially like with like when I'm buying anything, like I really wanted to buy this video camera because it's just
yeah.
like it's so cool to me. But the thing is like, is this I call it like a museum item. Is this more of like a look don't touch kind of thing where it's like I think it's cool just by
Yes.
looking at it and seeing it, but like when I use it, am I going to get frustrated by it and then never use it again? So is it a museum item? And then also just like, well, how am I doing saving wise currently? Like, do I need to
Mm,
start a saving trend within myself because I've
mhm.
been spending too recklessly? And so there's that, but also I I have a job, well, technically like 2 jobs, and so I always try and delegate, like, A, how much of this money should I use? How much should I save? It's usually like 30-20 per or like yeah, something like that. So I or like I guess 60-40.
Mhm.
But also I have like in my bank account like a flat line. Like I have this much money, I cannot go under this much money,
Mhm.
regardless if I'm gonna make it back or not. So yeah.
Like that, like, regardless if you make it back or not is a very important mindset, like, don't assume, because that's how people get into debt. Don't assume that you're gonna be able to make it up, because then, like, everything you could technically make it up in, like, 100,000 years, right? So that's, like,
Yeah.
really important as well, I think, and money spent, like, I think the mindset, like, for a lot of stores now these days has become, like, "It's not gonna come back, this item's not gonna come back, so you gotta spend it now," at least that's, like, how it is for Brandy Melville and stuff. But really,
Mhm.
like, don't get pressured by those ideas. Trust me, the fact that you don't need it that badly. Yeah, that's what I
Mhm.
say on that. But I love the idea that I always check Depop first if it's like a high money item. So like, especially if it's like more designer or like Ralph Lauren or stuff, I check Depop first because very likely, it's very likely that it'll be on Depop
Mhm.
for cheaper. And it's usually not that bad of quality. Like it really is pretty well kept, I think.
Yeah.
And
Some of
so
them aren't
check there first.
even yeah, some of them aren't
Yeah, exactly.
or just resell. Uh,
A lot of people are doing it now because they just can't return after the 30 days, and, like, that's the
yeah.
closest way they can make back their money. But, yeah, I also like, I think people underestimate how actually fun it is to thrift, and, like, you're almost, like, finding treasure, like, you're finding gold and stuff,
Mhm.
and so you it's just, like, you feel like it feels good to save money, you know what I mean? Like, you feel like you did something right, and you get, like, so many items from it, and, like, when you go to Goodwill and you see that everything's, like, basically $5, I found so many Ralph Lauren shirts for $5, it's crazy. So highly, highly recommend, and going with your friends and getting food is a great way to, like, spend your time, I think, and it does save a lot of money. When you're spending, I think it's important to understand that, we always forget how much $100 is because it just goes by so fast. Like, oh yeah, shoes $100, jeans $100. Really, like, I think, like, having a job or, like, having a way to work for your money is so gratifying because you learn. Yeah, that $100, that's like 5 hours of work. Like, that's like, am
Yeah.
I willing to spend like when I babysit and then I'm thinking, like, I just spent, like, 6 hours with children, that buys 1 pair of jeans, or like, that buys, like but is it really worth it? Like, having that experience helps you understand, is it really worth it to buy this thing or is it not? So, yeah, I think that's really important to just gauge that.
Yeah, no, 100%. Also just yeah, there's there's spending money, but there's also spending time, you know? How much are you giving for how much you're getting? And that's also goes for buying things as well. I think a lot of the places where people, especially teens, will mismanage their money is when they're out buying food, you know?
Mhm.
I would say for teens, like, there's, like, not a necessity to go to Chipotle every day after
Every
school,
day.
you know?
Yeah,
Do you really, really need chips with your burrito?
yeah. Or, like,
Or
the extra guac.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and also, I mean, I'm sure on social media, there's tons of people who, like, talk about workarounds or stuff like that. Like, I know there's the $5 quesadilla kids meal workaround at Chipotle and
That's
stuff like
very I
that.
eat that and it's very filling. Also the one that's like get a bowl and get a burrito on the side and you make 3 burritos.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah, yeah. So there's that, but also for, like, college students, I think, like, honestly, like, the benefits of going to the grocery market
And
or the
making
grocery
food?
store and then making food as opposed to eating out, like, I know it's quicker to eat out, but honestly, like, if you can just make something quick,
And it's
you know,
so
with
much healthier. It's
yeah,
and this f talking about
and
health, it is so much healthier, crazy.
honestly, like, pre-made food for yourself isn't even that bad of, like, an option.
Yes,
Like, I know people are like, "Oh, leftovers, blah, 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 I want it fresh." Like, if it's Sunday and you make a meal for I don't know how much, you can have that for Monday lunch and even Monday dinner plus more whatever you're having. Yeah, like, if you made fried rice, that's not too expensive to make, not too difficult to make. You can make it in large
yes.
quantities and it'll last you a long time. So there's that, just life skill.
100%, and also cooking, yeah, I just wanna as cooking's so important as a life skill and it's so inexpensive, and I was gonna add on to that, just, like, making your drinks and food, like, last year I spent so much money on Alfred and, like, matcha, it was crazy. It was far too much. That's $6 $6 or $7 that really adds up, like, it's so quick, 10 of
Mhm.
them, that's already, like, $60, that's crazy. So I've been making my own matcha, and the money I've saved it's crazy how much money I've saved. I think I, like, saved over, like at the end of the year last year, I think Tully and I collectively, we spent, like, 1,000 or more dollars on just coffee and matcha. So, yeah, because that's, like if you think about it, that's, like, not even that much. Each one's, like, basically $10, so that's, like, 100. That's not even anything for the year. So yeah, making matcha, I've saved, I would say, so much money. Buying the milk gallon, buying the matcha and like the actual things, save so much money. So if you're trying to save money, make it yourself. Do it yourself. Also, it's like low-key satisfying. So
Yeah. I
that's
think
like
that when you're saving money, there's typically a benefit other than just saving the money. Like, I was also
mhm.
thinking about, like, cars and
Mhm.
transportation, like
Yeah.
using your car, like, you have to pay for parking, you have to pay for
Mhm.
gas, every now and then you have to pay for, servicing and whatnot, and it all adds up a lot. But if you walk occasionally or bike or, carpool, bus, whatever, like, in the moment, it may not seem cheaper because, like, you're either spending more time or you're actually literally seeing see yourself spend money. But every time you get in your car, that's like dollars going away of your gas money, or dollars going
Especially because 'cause we're
away.
going to a war with a country who supplies all the oil, so your gas money is about
Yeah.
to go up like crazy. So,
Yeah.
yeah, or get an EV.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, or get an
Yeah,
EV.
electric vehicle. And also, if you just use your car less, then it's better for the environment as well.
Absolutely. So, those are some ways to spend money, some ways to save money, practical or not. Hope you guys enjoyed that, took some notes on that, and you can apply that to your life. We would hope to save you guys some money. Yeah, keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on. All right.
Bye.
Bye.